Good morning.
Morning. Hello, my name is Melissa Meyer, 3161 Ohio Street. I am an AIA associate, a lead AP in building design and construction. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in architecture, and I have been an architectural designer and Coconut Grove resident for 25 years. As an adjunct professor at Miami-Dade College School of Architecture and Interior Design, I have taught architectural communications, theory of architecture, architectural materials and construction, and architectural design studios in which we utilize our local historic landmarks to inform the design process. In 2009, loose rules and intentionally misleading language led to the unnecessary demolition of St. Stephen's 1912 chapel that sat just 600 feet from our nationally designated historic playhouse. Parishioners and donors confirmed that loopholes and bad advice on how to obtain approvals for a demolition permit by intentionally obscuring the intent to demolish in the city's permit application process left the general public virtually unaware of the pending demolitions. The entire tragedy was extensively documented in these Miami Herald articles by Andre Spiglucci and Beth Dunlop, in which George Hernandez, Architectonica's preservation architect, identifies and highlights the very gaps in the City Commission's demolition permit application process that he is helping the county and Architectonica exploit today. It was George's criticism of the city's project approval and demolition permit application process that led to this 2009 resolution by Miami-Dade County's own Historic Preservation Board, in which the county proclaims, and I quote, its strong opposition to the unnecessary destruction of Miami's most historic structures. This resolution vows to support a more ambitious system of educating our citizenry about the buildings that constitute the cultural, historic, and architectural legacy of this area and the rich history associated with it. Throughout the application process, in which public updates and notices regarding our historic playhouse, Architectonica and the county repeatedly misuse the terms rehabilitation, restoration, and preservation, while intentionally omitting the word demolition. The city's loose rules and gaps in the demolition permit application process may have been easy to exploit in 2009, but today, in 2019, social media is being used to get the truth out. That's why City Hall is full today. Coconut Grove is not falling for it this time, and Architectonica and the county have suddenly begun updating their project descriptions to include words like tear down and demolition. Comprised of crushed oolitic limestone and a lime-based cement, the concrete block that was used to build the Playhouse in 1926 is larger, denser, and has a greater compressive strength than the block that is manufactured today. The Dade County pine floor joists and the roof trusses are as strong as concrete, and they are literally irreplaceable because Dade County pine is almost extinct. That's why Coral Gables Congregational Church, also designed by Keenel and Elliott, has lasted 97 years. That's why El Jardín, down the street from the Playhouse at Carrollton, also designed by Keenel and Elliott, has lasted 101 years. And that's why a fully restored Playhouse will last beyond its approaching centennial anniversary, well beyond its approaching centennial anniversary, if you deny this appeal today. I have reviewed Architectonica's plans. The repurposed front facade, the only remnant of the original Playhouse, which is a single building, not two, that I find in their design falls extremely short of the guidelines established by the National Park Service for restoration. The reuse of the double proscenium arch, Solomonic columns, fountain, and concrete grills would amount to mere shards, fragments, bits and pieces that have been torn from their original context, resulting in an ironic and mournful display of kitsch. Their proposed promenade and courtyard surrounded by retail space that Miami-Dade County is calling a compromise appears to be a recreation of Cocoa, which has a design life of less than 25 years and has already been demolished. Appointed by you, the City Commission, because they possess the expertise and the special training required to make informed decisions, the members of the HEP Board have only two mandates: to promote the preservation of the city's heritage by identifying and designating properties of major significance and closely monitoring alterations to them. They have done their job. The HEP Board did not deny restoration, as stated in the county's appeal. They denied the demolition of our Playhouse that is on the National Register of Historic Places. For our city government to function efficiently and effectively, you must allow the process to work. The mayor and city commission must not undermine those whom they themselves have appointed. Under your guidance and leadership, the demolished St. Stephen's 1912 chapel can be the sacrificial lamb that inspires us to uphold Miami-Dade County's 2009 resolution to oppose the unnecessary demolition of Miami's most historic landmarks. By denying this appeal, you can say no to loose rules and misleading language and set a new precedent, one that respects the rights of the voters and taxpayers of Miami-Dade County, and finally sets a good example for the next generation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. No, please.